This is a placeholder song until we replace the old song. This is a placeholder song for Is This Anything?
How's it going? Are you nice and settled back, Andrew?
Yeah.
Oh boy, who is settled?
I did say Andrew, so.
Oh, you did say Andrew? Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, I said Andrew, but that's some
he keeps
even
trying to
funnier
mute
for you to
me.
go, who was he talking to? Could have been either of us.
The man is trying to prevent me from having a conversation. Yeah, I'm okay. I don't know how Rob is doing, but
Well, Rob just got back from Dubai, and arguably, I should have been checking in with him more because he just got back from Dubai, and you've been back for like a week now. So,
Yeah.
But I was asking you, Rivers.
yeah, I'm all settled in. Just happy to be out of that death trap bus, and
Yeah. Oh, so Steve installed handles
Hey, that's great.
in the
it
wrong
work?
spot.
yeah,
Like
of
a
course,
strap
yeah.
holder
You put them on instead of in the center of where you would sit, where you would want to put a hand up, or if you're moving
They're
in the bus,
behind
where
you
you
now?
they're on each end of it. Yep. So you have to do that.
Yeah. All right.
And he was like, I put on the handles.
How's it going, guys?
Hey,
Good.
Jared, how are ya?
Welcome.
Woohoo! We doing an episode?
I
Oh,
think
we're doing an ep.
An episode.
Hell yeah!
A little bit more of a sound check because I don't know how I sound.
Oh, yeah.
You're still a little low for me, but you're my least favorite member of the podcast, so
I guess that's not a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems about better
I gotta
to me.
say, Rivers, I love the accoutrement in your recording closets. It's so fun.
you
Yeah.
gotta use smaller words, but I guess you mean the decorations. Yeah.
Closet is a place where you store clothing, usually.
It's refer. God, how do I describe the word you?
It's like the opposite of me. Leedy, we don't need to test your sound because it sounds like you're in a bathroom because you are.
Leaving
All right.
uncontrollable
Lobby if you guys
diarrhea.
want me to go to the lobby.
No, you're already in there.
What made you think
Okay.
we wanted you to do that?
Brett,
All right.
I said go to the
times
lobby.
you said go to
Doing
the
some
lobby.
sass. Brett's giving some sassafras.
I said you should do this in the lobby, and then she said nah. And then we got on the podcast, and I said I told her she should do it in the lobby. And from that, I feel like she probably figured that she should have gone to the lobby.
Start to a healthy relationship.
I support that she's not in the lobby. I'm just saying that she
okay.
shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
But now that she's there, I'm like, great.
So proud of you.
She's coming behind me, so something's gonna happen. Oh boy!
Right, this
She's
tour-
moving out. She's moving out.
This relationship just ended.
Brett,
Why
Yeah,
don't you
I'm
go to the
excited
lobby,
to.
Brett?
I was
You
going to
ever think about
reprise my role on the podcast as a foot in the background, or the name machine, the Bard machine. I
Jarb,
forget the
Jarb.
name of
the Jarb machine.
Jarb machine, but I'm excited to be on. I'm a big fan of the name of the podcast, so I'm excited.
So just
Awesome.
so everyone's clear, we can't have any complaints about Leedy being in the lobby. I don't care if there's background noise. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
if there's car horns going on.
Is she
if
going?
She's in the
I don't
middle
think
of
she's
continental
going.
breakfast. Nothing.
You're going to the lobby? You're gonna miss some good stuff.
We could just have me go first. That way she
Man,
doesn't miss anything
the
good.
ego on us. You're gonna miss this? You're gonna miss us sticking around while you're going to the lobby?
She
Wow.
said, "Let me know if I miss any good drawings," and she said it with a lot of attitude.
Brett, I don't know if you're taking vitamins or nothing, but I love how Tor is giving you that natural orange glow back to your complexion.
Thank you.
You know,
Yeah, I've been tanning a lot.
Hey, that's cool.
you look
No,
good.
It's just all of the lights in here are orange for some reason.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
guys.
should we wait until Leedy is in the lobby? Or should we
Properly reoriented? Sure.
Yeah.
What was
Oh.
the? Ooh, hello there. I love the hearts. That's really nice.
You ever see that the girls get their areolas tattooed like hearts?
I
No,
have
I've
not
never
seen
seen
that,
that.
but that's pretty hot. I'm not against that.
I got a bug bite on the end of mine one time, and it was kind of misshapen, so
Yeah.
I kind of relate to that.
Where did that come from?
The bug bite?
No, the heart tattoos on the areolas.
Oh.
Oh, because
Where
he's
was
wearing
the
heart-shaped
segue?
sunglasses.
Gotcha. Cool.
Mm.
Do you really find that hot, Jarrett?
I mean, if it's subtle, I think that's pretty cool. But I mean, I can imagine a version that's not hot.
Yeah, I just does nothing for me, like either way.
Well, it was kind of, for me, it was like one of those things where I went, oh, that is cool. Like, don't get me wrong, and I find it hot too. But I think it's more hot the fact that I can see your boobies. So I think anything that you associate it with those boobies is
You can put an
Yeah,
arrow
go hot.
through the breast, and you're like,
pretty hot.
boobies.
That's
about
why I don't like
you-
watching experimental porn, because I'm just like, anything you mix with sex, I'm going to ultimately think is hot. So please don't do too many weird things.
There is, I gotta disagree with you there, Rob. There's a real specific window where I am just, I don't care how much sex you put into it, I'm just not about it.
What's the line for you, Jarrett?
Oh, there's so many lines. It's only lines. I have, it's just the line is
heart-shaped
what I'm
areolas,
into.
I can tell you that much.
Okay.
Here's the line: women are okay, and then men not okay. Probably.
Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it.
What about poop emojis on the nipples?
Yeah, gross. Thumbs down. I told you there's no wiggle room here, guys.
It's hearts or nothing?
It's hearts or nothing.
Right. What if it was like regular sex, but the girl's like 10 pounds overweight? Like, is that
I'm glad Lady is missing this.
We don't really call it like big nipples, like silver dollars or whatever, you know.
Yep.
Oh, I've
What
never
about
heard
like
that.
sand dollar? What about like George Washington's head tattooed on my nipple or something like that?
Oh, yeah, a Sacagawea?
Yeah.
So, if you guys have ever heard me talk about Kirsten, you know that she hits me with a lot of weird hypothetical questions.
We also know she hits you a lot, and
She hits me, of course.
we'd rather her stop. That.
Mhm. I mean, I run into a lot of doors. The other day, she walked out into the living room and she was like, "Would you ever refer to me to your friends as sausage tits?"
What was the answer?
I said no because number one, you don't have sausage tits. And she goes,
know what
"Sausage tits is a thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, some women have like long, droopy boobs that look a little bit like
Oh.
sausages." And she was like, "Where did you see these?" I was like, "In porn." And she was like, "What's her name?" And I was like, "I don't remember the name. There's no porn star with sausage breasts. It's all the fucking amateur shit."
Her
I don't think they
name
refer
is
to her
Sausage
as
Tits.
Sausage
Yeah.
tits.
Yeah, that's her porn name.
Exactly.
But if you sleep with her, you can say you slept in a Holiday Inn Express last night.
What?
That hotel breakfast sausage.
Okay.
links. It's
All
a
right.
stretch. So
I think you needed a few links to get to that joke.
Hey,
That joke
sausage
was more of a
links.
stretch than her titties. What else we got? When's Winnie
You're
coming on?
pretty cellulite on the justification there.
I'm just saying, a girl like that probably doesn't require a Westin to hook up with, you know.
It would be crazy if Leedy just got kidnapped because I made her go to the lobby.
James Dean,
that would
more
be
like Jimmy
crazy.
Dean.
How far into this podcast
Jimmy
are you
Dean.
willing to go before you know, if she
Call
is
the cops?
missing for a half hour, like, are you going to keep it going or just going to...
I'll probably put it on pause after 20 minutes, I think.
Okay.
Jimmy Dean.
I did just buy Leedy pepper spray.
Oh,
good
cool.
call.
Icing
Yeah.
up
You
the
really
bedroom.
stepping things up in the bedroom, Brett?
Dang it.
I wanted to show you guys something.
Before you do that, can I ask? Oh, never mind.
Oh, all right, go ahead.
I wanted to know, Rivers, what is the brown and tan thing to your left on your wall?
Oh, this is a fur coat.
Oh, I've seen that headshot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's from an album cover a couple, whatever, 10, 20 years ago now. But, yeah, all these things are like somewhat sentimental value.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Barf from Spaceballs.
Hmm.
That's just what it reminded me of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love the stuff behind you. When you were like, I just got back, or Brett was asking about it, it just seemed like it was just like, I just got back from just having a blast, you know, just having great times. Sorry,
I was hula hooping. I was
I
hula
was just having a
skirting.
great time.
I was
Hula. Yeah.
putting on some tails.
Yeah, so like that's my tour from Hawaii,
Right,
and then some of my friends flashed their tits in a, what do you call it, photo booth for my birthday, and so
This is Rivers' bang closet. He takes one thing from every girl he's had sex with.
Yeah, it's hard to pin self-worth up there, but I've taken that from most of them.
We got dinner with Tam Brown.
Fun.
Good supporter of the show last night after the show. And we were talking about male strip clubs. And I was saying, man, it'd be so funny if they gave every woman who came into a male strip club a fleshlight, and it would be like a fun game. Like if the guy sticks his dick in you, you'd be like, ah! It'd be like a fun thing. And we came up with this game called pin the tail on, or pin the dick in the fleshlight. Where you spin the male stripper around and he uses another guy's dick as like a bat. I felt like I was an episode of Is This Anything?
Do you lose points if the dick goes into one of the women's mouths by accident? So I have sent out the special to production, to the digital card people.
Ooh, awesome.
And I changed the name and I designed a cover for it that I'm pretty happy with, guys.
Nice.
Ooh.
Off-white wall.
Off-white
Makes more
wall.
sense than Hatchet.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
Are you
I like
still going to
that.
keep that Hatchet song, though?
No, actually, I re-recorded it and I made it funnier. So,
Oh, I like that.
you know, because the original one is just like, this is Hatchet, there's no transitions, this is Hatchet, and this one's got like a little bit more.
This is off-white wall. It's not an on-white wall.
This is all fun.
Keep going, Brett. You're on fire,
That
man.
sounded great, actually.
All right, let's do our catch-up. Rob, you're back from Dubai.
That's
How's
true.
it going, man?
You know
How
I
you
don't like being
living?
put on the spot like this, so I don't know what you're asking. I'm never going to come up with a good story.
Rob,
Hey.
you're back from Dubai, so let's hear from Brett how he's doing on
Yeah,
tour,
yeah,
man.
Whoa, wait, hold on a second. I want to welcome our guest. We got Andrew Rivers today, so how about we welcome him?
Rivers.
He's back
Andrew
from just
Rivers.
having a blast.
He's the best.
was in
Yeah.
Hawaii.
Love
looks
Rivers.
Like, where else was he?
He was with an Eskimo tribe
Yeah.
in the.
You won a hula hoop contest, it seems like. He had some kinky sex. This is great.
Fuzzy belts.
Cuffs. But yeah, hi, thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Since you've been off the tour, we've been there have been our moments where somebody will roast themselves or somebody else and be like, this one's for Rivers. You know?
Oh, that's nice. It's my job to keep everybody humble, so
Including yourself. I like how
with
you'll throw
my
yourself in the mix
sets.
also.
yeah, with mostly my comedy, but
But how's it
Excellent.
going? Anything new with you, Rivers? Anything you
me?
want to share
I
with
thought
us?
we were catching up with someone else first, but
I'll go
thank you.
first, guys. I am
Listen.
always prepared for these.
I'm ready.
All right, Leedy. What's up with
Okay.
Leedy?
This is going great.
Leedy's
I didn't know if I was actually being asked. I think Jarrett is bursting to tell us something.
No, that's why we're not
bursting.
asking him.
Not bursting. I'm just available. Leedy, how's that regional sales manager conference going that you are?
Great. Yeah.
I
I'm
heard you're
making
headlining.
I'm making a career change. I think it's really smart. I think my 3 weeks of comedy told me it's not what I want to do.
What was
That
it that
tracks.
clinched it for you?
As soon as Jarrett said Eskimo instead of Inuit, I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Oh boy,
Big
I lost
problem in
some.
comedy.
Really lost some woke points there.
Yeah.
Whoever edits this episode, be sure to, add the audio of me saying Inuit instead.
I think we'll probably just cut out everything until we start the episode well.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think we had a lot of false starts. So
You don't want to leave this part where I go, "Who wants to talk?" and everyone goes, "Not me," and then I go, "I'll talk," and they're like, and you're
Not
like, "We'd
you."
rather nobody talk."
Jarrett, what's going on with you, man?
So having finished recording the special that I'm going to be selling on the road, I took the weekend off and I got super duper high. Here's the thing, and this sounds like a thing that an addict would say, but it's fine because I'm prefacing the story with that, so everybody knows that I'm not an addict.
correct.
I, as part of like I'm going to unwind from finishing this big project, I did a little wake and bake on Friday, and I stayed high the entire day. I watched TV, I played video games, had an awesome time. Kirsten is in her busy season right now, so she couldn't hang out with me anyways. So I was just high as an idiot all day. And the next day I was just like, that was great. Being high all day is great.
I love how much you enjoy getting high.
It's great.
It's really nice.
It's wonderful.
It really is. Because some people don't enjoy it. Not as
Some
much
people
as you
don't
do.
enjoy it. Yeah.
Or
some people enjoy it
they
too
enjoy
much.
it, but then they have like a sort of a pang of something, guilt, or oh god, I can't do that again for a while. But not you. I think it's great.
No, yeah. But I am aware that it is the sort of thing that somebody says, and then like a month later you hear they're in rehab. You know, or just like, I love getting high all day. I love being high all day. It's the best.
And
Now,
soon
were you
you're
not
on Seth
productive while
Meyers'
you're high? Like you can't.
He's
you-
so productive.
I'm extremely productive because everything is fun when you're high. So it's like, I'll, do the dishes, I'll clean the apartment, I'll...
Are you smoking meth? Yeah, I just do the dishes. I scrub the floors, man. I paint my neighbor's house.
I dig holes in the yard.
I completely took
And my
apart the
skin,
VCR,
because I got to get the bugs out.
removed as many teeth as I could,
Wash those, put them back in.
washed those, put it
Took
back
all
in,
the copper from my bathroom. So productive.
and my neighbor's bathrooms as well.
Good.
And then I had to
Modern.
run away, of
Oh,
course.
good.
I'm excited to go back on tour. I got a little cocky last week, and I was talking about how my reflux is under control because I stopped eating that vegan egg substitute, and I got a little cocky and I started eating things I shouldn't have ate, and then now I've got like another bout of acid reflux happening. But
When
I feel
you
like
say things that you shouldn't have eaten, do you mean that vegan egg thing again?
The just egg. You just get high.
it's just so delicious.
I couldn't lay off. Just
It
egg.
tastes just like egg. I'm just not even cooking it. I'm just
I
drinking
could
it.
eat
around.
vegan eggs every day, all day, man. I know it's wrong, but I just want to do it.
You try giving up eggs out of a carton. I dare you.
I know this is something people say right before they go to rehab, but I had too many vegan eggs.
egg rehab. Jarrett, your addiction to vegan egg substitute liquids is hurting us and other people that you love.
And also you a lot.
And
Look at
also
you.
you. I'm fine. I'm
I didn't
fine.
have any today.
Oh, wait. So yeah, that's what's going on with me. And then I just gotta chill, just gotta relax. I'm not gonna start any new projects or anything. I'm just gonna enter tour as rested as humanly possible. That's my plan.
Nice.
That's awesome. I just got back from Dubai, and we
Oh,
talked about
did
this a little
you?
bit. I don't even want to hear it, Jared. I don't want to hear it. Because
Yeah,
now
tell
I'm
us-
ready to talk.
How you doing, man?
Don't tell him to tell you. You're gonna put him on the spot. He's gonna freeze up.
You know what?
Just
Here's
let
the
it come
thing.
up organically.
Here's the I don't, and I think I've explained this already before, that I don't tell stories chronologically, and I don't tell stories well when prompted.
Okay.
I think of a thing, I'm like, oh, this is fun to say now. This feels relevant, and then I say it, and then if it, that's it. I think we're all the better for it.
I think so too.
Because I
So I'm
really-
not-
Yeah, what's up,
I'm not going to direct you anymore, Rob. I'm not going to say, tell us all about it. I'm just
Right.
gonna go with the flow. And sorry, I interrupted, Lady. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, Rob doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to talk about anything that we prompt him to, unless it's MacGyver or the Ice. Then he's all for it. He's all
Then I'm
in.
ready to go. Ooh, actually, now that you said MacGyver, I do have things to say about MacGyver. Thank you, Leedy. So I turned 35 a couple of days ago, and I have
Happy
been
birthday,
thinking about. Thank you so
Rob.
much.
Birthday, Rob.
And I've been thinking about this age for a long time because Richard Dean Anderson was, guess what, 35 years old when he landed the titular role of MacGyver. And, that man is a sex pot, and he is, king among men. So, here's here's this Canadian actor who's just living in LA. All he's got is just a little bit of dream to be something. And he was on a couple of soap operas for a while, but then he lands this role, 35 years old, and begins, an astounding career. 7 seasons of MacGyver, goes
An
on
empire.
to be on, I think, 9 seasons of Stargate or whatever. Never even watched the show, but anyway, it's just cool that that guy who's as awesome as he is, and portrayed such a wonderful role, such as MacGyver, really got that big break in his life at that age. And so, people talk about 33 being their Jesus year. I've always considered 35 to be my MacGyver year. So I feel like I'm really coming into my own strength and settling into it, and that it just feels nice.
Do you own a pocket knife or anything?
You know what? I did for a while until I went to Six Flags one time, and I didn't realize I had it on me, and we were really far away from the car. And so they were like, you can't bring that in with you. And I was like, oh, fuck, I wasn't even thinking about that. And so I went to what I thought was like a smart place to just like bury it, like outside of the park. But they got cameras. They know exactly where you bury everything. And I went back at the end of the night, and it's fucking gone. And
one of the
like,
employees probably stole it and needed it to fix one of the rides or something. A bunch of screws loose.
I know where I can get something. I think that's where I lost it, and then I didn't have the heart to like get another one because I kept on running into problems. Like, I was scared of walking around New York City because I heard horror stories from friends of mine who just get stopped and the police fucking arrest them because they're considered a weapon even though it's not. My buddy who's a lawyer says that he is constantly, when he was a public defender working.
Well, you're white, so I wouldn't worry about the police stopping you or anything.
Well, that was actually funny because I was going to add that caveat. I'm like, most of these people are in the Bronx and they're black, but the fact,
especially if you add the caveat, I have this because I love MacGyver. I think all the cops.
too. Oh, he's the best.
Get out of here, you crazy scam!
I do have a story like that as well. I'll tell it in a second. But I was scared because my buddy is a public defender. He's like, do you know how many times that I had to go to evidence? I had to, fucking haul ass to the Bronx because my client's about to go to, trial, and I have to retrieve evidence from the Bronx from this fucking asshole cop who called it a gravity knife, and it was anything from like a work construction knife to a box cutter to a fucking Swiss Army knife, and it's just like gravity knife, gravity knife, gravity knife. I'm like, none of these are gravity knives. You were just arresting people and saying they have weapons, and sometimes it's not even a weapon at all. He's like, but I have to go and make the trek to the
This is a package of Skittles.
to evidence.
Gravity knife.
Well, it fell, and that's where gravity works, so we're going to call it gravity knife. I don't know.
Wait, what is a gravity? It sounds terrifying, but I don't know what a gravity knife is.
I didn't want to be the first person to say that.
So I apologize. It is.
You don't have a gravity knife hanging on your wall back there, Rivers?
No, the one lady that brought one, actually, she got away because she had the knife.
If I have the term correct, it's when you can just flip out the knife and it's gravity that whips it out, or it's like that momentum thing. Like a butterfly knife type thing.
I guess those are illegal.
Those are illegal. Those you can't have. But all the other ones you technically can have, or at least you shouldn't be hassled for. So
Because if you have a knife on your side and gravity on your side, that is
Unstoppable.
this is an anti-gravity knife. Oh, that's totally fine.
You're using the laws of physics to get your knife out? You're coming with me, pal.
this is one of those anti-gravity knives. Oh no!
I just like all these knives being like the first thing you learn in physics in high school. It's like he had a pendulum knife.
Pen knife for short. Well, I was one of my first couple of years in the city. I was still working at the Olive Garden in Times Square. I was living up in Washington Heights, and I hadn't had my new New York State ID made, so I still had my home ID back in Lake Ronkonkoma, New York. I'm coming back from an early shift. It was super late. I think I got cut early, so I opened, and then it's like maybe 12:30. And they said, "What's going on?"
You said cut.
Oh.
Oh, we did the knife thing.
And so I was on my way back, and I didn't know about the rule of like you can't like lay down on the subway. You can't like take up more than one seat type thing. So I'm just exhausted. The subway car is mostly empty, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna like put my feet up because I was so exhausted. And it was winter time too, so I'm wearing this like huge ass green ugly coat. I looked a little bit like an indigent person on this train. And then I'm like woken by a cop who's like, buddy, come here. And I'm like, oh, okay, sure. And like I'm groggy too, and I'm wearing this dumb looking coat. I'm just like, oh, what's going on? So I'm coming out, and he's asking me, he's like, what's going on, man? And I was like, I don't know. He's like, you can't be sleeping on the train like that. You know that? And I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. And he's just like, can I see your ID? And I show him the ID, which is not like Uptown. He goes, where are you coming from? And I was like, I'm coming from Olive Garden. And he's like, what? And I was like, I'm coming from the Olive Garden. He was like, what? And then I get mad. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm coming from the Olive Garden. Have you not heard of the Olive Garden?
You know
like,
who
really?
you say like? Do you know who my parents are?
Yeah.
Olive Garden. Okay.
He's saying it like it's the mayor's office. I work for the Olive Garden.
Heard of it?
I will take my ID back and an
Unlimited
apology.
breadsticks.
But you are stepping exactly into like the essence of this story, which is I just contextually I think he just didn't understand what I was saying, but once I finally said, I was like, the Olive Garden? Have you heard of the Olive? I was so mad. I was like, you've heard of the Olive Garden? I'm sorry. I'm not going to act like you didn't know. And he was like, oh, the Olive. He's like, what are you doing there? I was like, I work there. And he's like, what? And I was like, he's like, well, your ID says Lake Ronkonkoma, New York. I was like, yeah, I moved here a couple months
Like,
ago.
they let you be that hairy and have a restaurant job? I can't.
Wait, hold on
imagine.
a second. You said you were coming from a restaurant that tourists go to. He looks at your ID. He sees that you're not from here.
I just went
And
to
he
the
goes,
peanut M&M store in Times
What were-
Square. Where is
what-
everybody?
What were you doing there? Why were you there? The most easily answerable question of all time. It makes less sense that you would be at the Olive Garden if you lived in New York than what your ID said.
But I was traveling uptown, and I was like pretty far uptown at that point. So maybe it was a confusing. I don't know what was so confusing to him about it, but I think he just made a bunch of assumptions right out the gate. So once I was kind of like, once the story made total sense to him, he was like, oh, I'm stupid. And he's like, well, what do you do with his ID? I was like, well, I just moved here a couple months ago. I haven't changed my ID yet. He's like, where do you live? I said, I live at 974 St. Nicholas Avenue. He's like, so you just work at Olive Garden and you're just coming? I was like, yeah. I had a morning shift, but I got.
I just love how incredulous he
and
is.
I'm coming back up.
the
I know.
whole time.
And then finally, after all that, he's like, oh man,
You can hold the job down? Oh my God.
Wait a minute. So you're,
How did
you're taking the subway from your job to your house?
and it's soup, salad, and breadsticks for $7.95. How do they afford that?
They took a picture of you and they put it on this ID?
You lived in one place and then you took your stuff and moved it to another place and then you live there now? You live here?
Wait, and you didn't have time to get a new ID or anything? Like, that seems so absurd.
Back it up.
So you work at the Olive Garden. Did they pay you money to do that?
Boy, the boys at the station are not going to believe this one.
So much. Oh boy, guys, you are not gonna believe. You remember how my partner got killed yesterday? This is even crazier.
Anyway, so he basically acts exactly like that until I finally just lay out the very normal story for him, which was I'm coming home from work, I got tired, and I went to sleep. And he goes, oh man, you should have just told me that in the beginning. It's like, what? What opportunity did I have? And he was like, oh man, I already started writing your ticket. It's like, okay. He's like, look, I have to write the ticket. I'm not allowed to tear these up. They're like sequential. He's like, but you can fight it. He's like, I won't fight you fighting it. So here's how you fight it. So he actually told me how to not fight the ticket. And I was like, okay, man.
So you're the guy from that blog post that every time I Google something, it says, local cops hate this law or whatever. There's this one easy trick to get out of a sleeping on the subway ticket.
And this has been Is Rob Brian White? Another episode.
Exactly. So once I explained my whiteness to him, he was like, oh, I get it. Get rid of this ticket. So anyway, that's my check-in. Things are great.
All right.
Cool.
I
Well,
definitely didn't want to hear
Day.
any more about Dubai.
See,
Brett,
it
what's
would've
going
been
on?
boring. That's why I like just letting the fucking conversation
Going with the
Go
flow.
with the flow. If Leedy didn't
Gotcha,
say her
buddy.
thing, I never would have told that story.
I'm with you, buddy.
Yeah.
Do you know when somebody yawns and closes their eyes?
Yes.
Well, I've been taking those opportunities for Leedy yawning Imagine this: you're yawning, you close your eyes, and then all of a sudden, a nose is in your mouth.
Ooh, that's risky. That is super risky.
It makes me
Gross.
laugh so hard.
Gross.
I would do that with my cat because the cat would go yawn, and then I would
Yeah.
like put a finger in its mouth, and it would go.
Yeah, fingers.
Lee does the same thing.
A finger's fun, but the nose is a lot of commitment. You know?
I know. That's why I really feel like I've stumbled onto something new here.
Right.
I'm gonna start biting your nose. It's gonna happen.
Do you sense that he's getting close to you, lady?
I'm a bit preoccupied with the fact that I'm sleepy and I'm yawning, and this is my safe
Yeah.
space. But no,
I'm
no,
taking
it's
advantage
just-
of her vulnerability.
Yeah, the only
Yes.
thing that happens is I go, "Why?" and then the moment's over. That's it.
Actually, I did that to a friend of mine one time at work where someone had did this to me, and I basically was like, I said, "Hey, check this out," and I just kind of like quickly like slapped her like in the just like gave her a little quick thing in the face, and I was like, "You see, reflexes," and she was like, "No, it's because I trust you not to hit me." I was like, I just have trust issues. My reflexes are the same as they always are.
Hey, can you turn a little bit, Brett? I want to see the profile of the schnoz you got.
Oh, yeah, let's see.
what we're dealing with here. You know?
Yeah. Put that in there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's good because I don't have to get too close. I can still stick it in there.
Yeah, you can do it from around the corner.
He's driving the car. She's in the bed area. There was a girl that I used to work with at the restaurant, and I don't know what possessed me to do
Olive
this. but-
Garden or
No.
Slow down. There's girls working at these restaurants downtown.
I don't know what possessed me, but one day she was doing like a big yawn, and I just took my finger and I just like poked her tongue real quick in her mouth. It's like boop, like that. And I think just like the audacity of it, she thought it was kind of funny. And so she was like, and then it like became like almost like a jackass thing. Like every time one of us had like a big yawn, we always tried to boop each other's tongues. And then I cut to however long later,
the
I was at a
restraining order
bar.
comes in, and it's not so cute anymore, is it?
I was at a
I know the
bar.
story.
I just
there was
happened
like
to
a Twitter
be.
thread about it. These women were complaining about it. You were a monster or something.
I just happened to be at a bar, and I was flirting with this girl, and she did the same thing, and I just had the reflex from the restaurant still. I just went boop on her tongue, and it was like one of those things where it just happened, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I have a friend that I do that with at work. It's just an instinct at that point. But then again, the audacity of it kind of tickled her too, and so she was about it also.
Oh.
So yeah, but don't do that. Don't.
Don't
I'm
do
not.
that.
This is not an endorsement for other people to
it
do
was
this.
the 90s. It was different. Yeah. Don't worry.
And that's how I met your mother.
yeah.
But if you are going to do it, go full nose.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to do it.
I do find it very funny every single time.
then your mother
Like
did.
Jared said, the audacity is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Also, just a nose in your mouth when you're not expecting it is
very bizarre.
hilarious.
Are you scared to yawn now? Do you have like a little bit of like a fear?
Yeah, I'm always looking over my shoulder, like, when's he gonna come? And then I see his nose like a shark fin.
Just when you thought it was safe to be tired.
Same kind of shape too, pointy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Leedy
the
has
joke I was
been-
making.
Leedy has
All
been brutal with the nose jokes on this tour, and I'm
Well,
here
I
for
didn't
it.
knows what you were. All right.
Okay.
I
just
yeah.
feel like
No, they
we'll
were
be like,
brutal
oh, we need.
nose jokes. She was been brutal about the nose jokes.
Yeah, as soon
Yes.
as Brett said it was okay, I've been taking advantage of that.
Yeah, it'll be like, hey, is there somewhere to hang my umbrella? And and then Lee will be like, bro, why don't you just do a handstand? Somebody gonna hang it on your nose.
A little low to
Lady,
the ground, but it works. Yeah.
If you want to stop, just wear a face mask. It stops
He'd
COVID.
still try to do it. He would still try to do it through the
You
mask.
think
Just
I
lift
can't
it
get
up.
past a face mask?
I think you could. I think an N95 would stop that. Would stop that nose.
Not this nose.
Alrighty. Should we get to business, everybody? Should we get to
By
the
business you mean jokes? Then yes.
jokes? The business of
Yeah,
jokes?
you got an order for us today?
I do, and because we have Andrew Rivers with us, we are able to turn back on the dart machine today.
Hey.
Very exciting.
Hey.
Here we go.
Oh, there he goes.
Beep,
Look
boop,
at
beep,
him
boop.
go.
There he is.
There he is.
All right, our order today is Rob, Brett, Andrew, Jarrett.
I
All
had a
right.
feeling I was gonna
Andrew
be
Jarrett.
first. So weird. I do
Brett,
get- I do
Andrew
get these
Jarrett.
feelings about it. All
Tell us
right.
about you, bye, Rob.
Yeah, are we allowed to just tell you that you have to do a joke, or does it have to come up organically?
Yeah.
Do we have to start a conversation about your joke?
That's a good question. I do have those pre-written, so actually you can just tell me to do a joke anytime.
Okay.
Okay. The joke that I have prepared for you guys today is some married people do vow renewals after like 10 years of marriage or something. Have you heard of this?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't think they know what a vow is. It's a promise, and last I checked, I don't think they have time limits. I don't think your girlfriend could be like, "You promised not to cheat on me." He's like, "Yeah, that was like 5 years ago." Have I promised you lately? Have I renewed that promise? So guys, you get off my back. That's it. That's setup, punchline, premise. That's
Great.
It's great. It's really
That's
fun.
That is
Wonderful.
excellent.
I wonder if there's like, because I know that contracts can expire, but I wonder if there's like a fun analogy you can do where it's like two giant corporations get together and just be like, we're just here to reaffirm that you will be taking 0.3% of annual revenue in exchange for sharing advertising commodities, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
business
I
speak.
mean,
That's really funny.
you know, after you cheat, it could be like, well, I got all these calls saying that my warranty was expired, and so I figured it was fine, you know.
Oh, that's funny too. Like, because, yeah. So instead of acting it out, well, what tickles me is the idea of like you are treating it like it's somehow a warranty, like it's 10 years or 100,000 miles, like either
Yeah.
way.
I'm sorry, you
I've
didn't
put
pay
a lot
for
of
the
mileage on this relationship,
Yeah,
wear
yeah.
and tear.
I do like a ceremony where they go, and now the bride and groom will recite their warranties.
I'm sorry, baby, you didn't pay for the extended vow.
You gotta get a square trade spill-proof plan. I don't know.
Because it's always billed as such a romantic thing, like, oh, we're gonna renew our vows, and it seems like it's the lovey-dovey couple that does that. But I'm like, that's a really weird couple that needs to do that, or feels like that's necessary. I was like, I thought the vow was pretty good the
don't
first
people
time.
that like? I bet there's two types of people that renew their vows. Is like the lovey-dovey and the people that actually got caught cheating, and they're like, all right, for real this time. Or, you know,
Yeah.
cross your fingers anymore. Or, you know, like
For real, this time is very funny.
Okay, here we go.
Do you be funny to
this
be
one
like, everybody who says that they're doing a vow renewal should be treated like, is everything okay with your marriage? And then they're like, what? No, we just feel like it'd be fun to remind each other that we are married. Normal couples don't have to do that. No, it's just a fun thing.
You know, it's just for both of us to remember that we're not allowed to cheat with the hooker from TGI Fridays. You know, just for any of us.
Yeah.
You know.
And, you know, if you wanted to flirt with the gardener, you know, like that's not a cool thing to do, you know?
There'd be fun. There's a lot of room for some, like maybe the way that they're reciting the vows is indicative of what's happened.
That's great.
Through thickness and through thin.
Through sickness,
For
Steven,
richer or poor. Okay.
who cheated on me when I had that bout with cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. You know what's always weird to me is the fact that you'll say anybody married here, and you ask how long somebody's married in a crowd, and if it's more than 15 years, everybody's like, "Woo!" I'm always like, that's what's supposed to happen. That's not an exciting thing. This isn't an eternal vow.
Who's never been to jail? Woo! All right. How many years you not been in jail? Way to go, buddy.
I don't know if anybody has a bit about this, but it feels familiar that vows should have an expiration date. Like you should check in every once in a while. Like, you want to keep doing this?
I may have told you I just think that marriage licenses should expire the same way that driver's licenses do, because we only are like the chemical.
You gotta go get your
process.
eyes checked every couple years, you know.
I like that too. Yeah, this is the kind of thing where I think the pro or the con is pretty funny, because there's good arguments for both. Yeah.
I think you don't even necessarily have to take a side. You know, you could just explore the hypothetical of like, what are these people doing? You know.
Right. I like the idea now. I'm thinking of like other people who do vows. Do other people need to renew vows? Like I know priests have to take vows, right? Or something. Yeah, right. I'm pretty sure. I'll look into it. But it'd be funny if they're like, oh, yeah, I should probably renew those.
Doctors have to take an oath.
There we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hippocratic
Oath,
Yeah.
and they're like, do no harm. I should. It's been 10 years. I should
know
probably.
it's expired.
Gotta renew my oath.
I started doing harm again. I should probably do no harm. There we go. That. I love being able to get off the topic in a different way. It's just like, it just opens it up for me so much. So that's perfect.
Sure.
What else does the doctor's oath? Yeah, anything to do with oath or a judge swearing in, right? When you swear in a judge, whatever they got to do.
The Supreme Court oath is for forever, right? Or whatever.
Do judges have to renew a sentence?
Oh, that's interesting.
That's all I got.
Yeah, can you get parole on your marriage or whatever?
I almost want to be like make the analogy of the marriage to like cell phone contracts, you know, where you have like a 2-year contract, or you can go like month to month, like same with like a lease, apartment lease. Like it'd be funny for a marriage to go
to get a newer model or whatever.
Oh wow,
That's funny.
Yeah, my marriage is month to month right now, so you know it's good. It's flexible. You know, we like it.
Yeah, the opposite though is like usually in the marriage when you get the newer model, the contract is over. That's that's when the contract actually does break.
Well, it wouldn't have been if you just talked to the contracts, you know, and tell the contract how you were feeling. You know, maybe something could have been worked out.
You're on parole from the marriage on you got out early on good behavior or bad behavior, either way.
It'd be funny too if like, okay, so like you do vows the first time, but then the second time around you kind of loosen them up a little bit because now you've been married for 10 years, so now you kind of get how married.
We get a little leeway.
Yeah. Now
he's
you're
allowed
like
to watch football on Sundays. We get it, you know.
Now it's like the idea of a threesome is like, all right, sure, let's occasionally.
Yeah, you should do amendments.
Yeah.
Look, just no direct family members this time, okay?
That's fine. Second Continental Congress. We're now. Oh, that's good. That's funny.
Jessica, I promise that I will not just get in my car and drive.
Anything else? Anybody got anything
man,
else?
this is great. Thank you guys so much.
Hey, Brian, next up
very
we got
funny.
Thanks, man.
Brett
Great
Druth.
premise.
But before we do that, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Tell us about the
Brett
bathroom,
is
Jarrett.
taking a
Take us
vow
to
of
the bathroom.
silence on this
That's right. You can go to
podcast.
the bathroom. You can pee. You can poop if you want.
Brett's
you can take a
taking
shower.
Urine
There's
out of his
soap.
penis. He could be taking poop out of his butt.
Hot.
Anything's possible.
The high
Go
riding
to
challenge.
Patreon.com/.
Brett's going to the bathroom.
Yeah, if you want to see video of Brett drunk in the bathroom, subscribe to the Patreon. Oh, everyone just lowered their tears. Sorry about that. We're taking it off.
What were you saying
I'm
about?
also gonna run to the restroom.
Oh, okay, great.
All right.
Oh, well,
they're
just
gonna
us,
do it.
boys.
Woohoo. How's the
Don't forget the coffee. Oh, you guys got that. All right. I thought I was going to say it to nobody.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
Mwah.
That's just
Great
beautiful.
joke. It's a great joke.
Great joke.
All right.
How's your how you doing with time zone jet lag, Rob? How you living?
Much better. You know, I was fucked the whole goddamn time I was there. I never got it right, and I was like taking these insane naps from like 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Then I would wake up.
Do you normally adjust well, or is that something you usually struggle with?
I feel like I normally do. And maybe I was getting a little cocky about it. I was like, I don't have to think this through or like time my sleep. I think I'm going to be fine. Maybe. I don't know. And then it was just something about Dubai and the heat. I think the heat got to me too. And I just was like, God, I am fucking exhausted. There was one added caveat to that was like, I tutor SAT, ACT prep, and a bunch of other subjects too. So I have students that I didn't want to like give up just because I was out of the country. But I'm 8 hours ahead, so I had some students that were like 5:30 p.m., 6:30 p.m., which was like 2:30 a.m. for me, and so I kept all of them. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the show. Ends at 11. I'll like lay down till like 1:30. I'll tutor from 2:30 to 4:30. So like I kept on fucking up my schedule even while I was there. So it never was normal. It was always weird. And I got back here, it was a little bit more straightforward, and the flight was awful. I think it's because I ate so much shit on the flight back. The flight there was like 10 p.m., show up, get some food, go to sleep, wake up.
You told your jokes on the flight?
So on the way back, it was 8:30 in the morning, just broad daylight throughout the whole time. I couldn't get any decent sleep. My neck hurt. And I got back around 3 p.m., and I was like, if I go home, I'm gonna get exhausted and go to sleep. So I just like stayed around Midtown, just trying to keep myself awake. I went to play a poker session, which wound up going great. I was up like 950 in like 3 hours. It was fucking awesome. And it could have gone terribly, but I just happened to luck out. And then I got back and I went to sleep around like 9. And I think I just kind of avoided it with that one day. So yeah, I'm good. I'm good jet lag wise.
All right.
All right.
Next up, we got Brett Truck.
Okay. Before we get to Brett Truck, I'm stalling so I can find my notes. Okay, here we go. I think that it is very funny that women's menstrual cycles will sync up if they're together for long enough, because it's like their ovaries have Bluetooth. I don't know, it just makes me laugh.
It's like their ovaries have Bluetooth. That's great. When you have the Bluetooth,
Can you play your favorite sad songs through the ovaries when
Oh, that's
to
funny.
the PMS?
that is really good.
Yeah, I like that.
Can it give you directions to the clitoris while you're down there?
Yeah, that seems less menstrual cycle
Yeah,
and
you
more
know,
just vagina related. But
we're just trying here.
What-
there's
fill
no
in the
wrong answers.
silence.
There's no.
Lady, when you are menstruating, do you have like a certain type of music that you like to listen to? No, like
That's not how I operate.
I feel like Lana Del Rey would be good period music.
I feel that tracks. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
I think that food makes more sense. So you should probably find local restaurants nearby, like like an insomnia cookie or like a Taco Bell or just something where any kind of food cravings that are good comfort food.
Oh
for,
yeah,
for people
I think
with cramps.
a good ligament for this joke would be that it's like they should also connect to your phone so that they can order you, insomnia cookies, herbal tea,
Right.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. But let's four guys really delve into periods. 'Cause I feel like we could.
All right, let me give you another
We
one.
should. We should. I like talking periods. I don't
It
think
can
guys talk about
automatically
periods
give you
enough.
directions
That's the
to leave the
Great.
house or something.
We should be talking about periods.
I think so too.
I mean, I hate the concept of like the guy who gets sent in to get like a tampon, and he's like, "What's going on?"
Ugh, this is so embarrassing. I don't know what to do.
You know,
I don't even
think
know how
it's-
these work.
And it's not. I blame the patriarchy because it's not even like the individual guy's fault. If you watch a fucking tampon commercial, they don't tell you anything. The whole goddamn thing is cryptic. I'm like, just tell me what the fucking thing is. They're just like, so, isn't it crazy? And it's like a girl playing tennis, and I'm like, what's going on in this commercial? And then I can't. They're like, oh, sometimes flow, and I'm like, what? And then the commercial's over, and I learned nothing about periods.
Well, they do that thing where they'll put like the two tampons next to each other and they'll pull like a blue liquid into both and they'll show you how much more absorption there. It's just like, why is it a blue That's not what happens, right?
Yeah, the first time I saw period blood, I was like, what the fuck is that?
It's like thick. It's chunky. I don't know what the fuck's going on. See, you're looking at me like it's weird. This isn't weird.
No, you're right, Rob.
We should be talking about periods.
You're 100% right.
I like the idea that there's the guy who doesn't know how to buy tampons. Like the act of buying something is not different based off of what you're buying. But I like to imagine for this guy it is.
He's like, do I credit card or I don't know. I've never done this before. I'm sorry.
Is this gonna go on my statement as tampons? Look, I don't.
Am I gonna be flagged?
You know these are for women, right?
These aren't for me. Just FYI.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's so weird. That's bananas.
Some people dip alcohol in tampons and shove them up your ass, and you're supposed to get drunk that way.
Ooh, fun.
That's usually what I say to the cashier when I'm buying tampons.
This isn't for a lady.
I'm just shoving them up my ass.
It's nothing embarrassing. I'm just dipping this in grain alcohol and then shoving it up in my poop hole.
Don't worry, I'm still a man.
I was the first time I went to a weed dispensary, a legal weed dispensary. There was this woman who was like showing me around, and she was telling me about all the different products. So I was like, you know, I like edibles, but I'd be down for like a cream or a spray, or I'm down to try things, you know? And she was like, oh yeah, there's this mister here. It's really cool. Women will sometimes actually put this on their tampons. And I thought she was saying to like get fucked up. So I like laughed a little bit. And she goes, because they have really severe cramps when they have their period. And I was like, yeah, yeah.
Hilarious.
At that point, you have to just keep going and laugh at that too.
Oh, God.
So she already thinks you're a monster.
Yeah.
Women will spray this on their tampons. Ha! Because they have really severe periods. Ha! God! You're on fire today, lady.
Andrew, that something similar happened to me, and I think I'm saying it because I think I told the other guys, where the people who like approach you on the street, like, hey, could you donate $1 to save people like wherever? And this woman asked me, how much do you think you spend in a day? And I was like, I don't know, like $30 a day. And she was like, do you think you could spend $1 less a day? Meaning, like, could you give $1 a day? I thought she said, do you think you could spend $1 a day? And I laughed in her face, and I was like, no, absolutely not. And she looked at me like, who is this fucking monster?
Look at me. I'm getting by with the bare minimum here, okay? You know how many essential oils it takes for me to leave the house?
$1 less a day? Get the fuck out of here.
I couldn't even
Get out
take
of my face.
I couldn't even take the subway to the food shelter, you know, like. Yeah, I guess if I just starved myself and sat in the park, wouldn't be nice.
You describe what like a homeless person is doing, you know? Like,
Brett, did
what
you
am I
say you have
supposed to
another
just
one?
live on the streets? Get out of here. Come on. Who would do that? That's crazy. What am I, a starving kid in Africa? Come on, I got a life to live over here.
Oh God.
No, you know what? I'll save the other one for another time.
Right.
We'll just move things
talking about
along.
tampons.
But
All right.
we'll talk more about if anybody has any more thoughts.
Talking tampons.
Well, we were talking
Is this
about,
anything,
Bluetooth.
boys? Patreon episode.
I think that all women's ovaries are Apple because there's like planned obsolescence in there, you know, because they have to like freeze
Yeah,
their
after they're
egg early and
23, am
stuff.
I right? Come on, buddy.
Oh man, God
Sorry,
damn
I'm
it!
so sorry. So sorry.
He's covering his face.
You're not sorry.
Heart-shaped glasses. Give it away. You're not sorry. Fallopian tubes. That's a thing.
Thanks, guys. All right, who's up next, Jarrett?
Fallopian blue tubes.
Okay,
Fallopian
Christ.
blue tubes.
Yeah.
sure.
The night is darkest just before the dawn. So don't.
I don't know if this fits in, but I'm trying to think of like what other things, like if you don't just take like the ovaries, if you take like all of women's genitals and make it a Bluetooth, like, what else could it do? And the one thing I thought was like, tell women about like a guy, like he slept with someone, and so now she knows all about him, and like that he sucks in bed or something like that.
Maybe that's where women's intuition comes from. It's just like it's just the Bluetooth technology.
They're fallopian
they sync
Bluetooths.
up and talk to each other. That's fun.
Yeah,
Isn't
something
like
like that.
they're like like in a better country, the COVID apps, they kind of go close proximity or whatever.
We have that in New York.
There's-
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, not in any cool places that I've been to, but. But anyway, there could be like some sort of he's had close exposure to fuckboy or some kind of thing.
Danger, fuck boy.
Okay.
Wi-Fi.
Really helped Brett a lot with that one, but it's an honor to be here. Thank you.
What is something that we think women need? What would be a nice technology for them?
Vibrating
Chocolate.
uterus.
Emotional
Ooh, vibrating.
support.
That's funny.
Hugs.
Yeah.
Support. Hugs.
Okay.
Hugs and emotional support. I came up with those
Motherfucker.
ideas.
I don't think that those are technologies, though.
Oh, well then Leedy came up with those ideas.
I think Lady said chocolate. That'd be funny. Chocolate automatically gets slivered once everybody gets synced up.
You guys are not following the
I'm not sure if
technology thing that I'm going for. I think I'm being pretty clear. I want to stick to how can women's bodies relate to technology. And every time I mention it, you guys are just like, "What about hugs or chocolate?" I'm like, no, vibrating. That's good. And you guys are like, "Well, I don't know." You guys are just like not ignoring the through line that I'm looking for. So I'm going to just move on or give up, or I don't know.
MoveOn.org.
Yeah, that's a technology thing, Brett. You just
There
said a
we go.
website.
She can sign you up for her email list and
So
let you know when she's in the area.
All right, next up we
aw,
got
man.
location services. Oh, location services. That might be a
location
thing.
services is good. That way you know where.
Are you closer? Are we almost there? Are we?
But like women get lost.
Are we
a
there
lot,
yet?
So maybe
Can
they
you-
need location services.
These are all things that women have said to Andrew while he's having sex with them.
Yes. Are you almost done?
Are we there yet?
Well,
Are
Lee
they
has a
at-
bad sense of direction, so I could say I wish that her ovaries had GPS.
Yeah.
There we go.
No, I like that. Leedy gave me a weird look when I said that they have a bad sense of direction. She didn't
Right,
like
that's
that.
why I
All
made.
women, it's just a me problem.
Yeah, that's why I made it
And
specific.
a lot of other women that I know. But we'll just say it's you and
Hey
all
guys,
those
like a
women.
maybe
you problem.
we shouldn't judge one woman by the whole,
Right.
whatever Mark Norman said.
But but if I keep on coming across the same phenomenon over and over, is there ever a time where I can make a fun generalization about it, or is that
No.
still no? Got it.
That generalization, but a lot of women are gonna go,
I may not be good at
maybe.
directions, but I don't like that joke.
I
there
do
you go.
believe. I
I don't like
believe
the direction that joke is heading, even though I don't understand directions very well.
I believe that if society were more equal, then all these jokes would be fine. But there's a massive power differential, so they're not. Next up, we got the extremely sensitive Andrew Rivers, who I'm sure nothing will need to be bleeped or censored. Before we get to that, reminder to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/ITApod. I'm really tired. I don't want to do the pitch. Patreon.com/ITApod. We will not yell at you if you decrease your pledge amount. You can cut
All
that out.
right.
All right.
Do you want a real pitch?
Someone do a real pitch.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get to Andrew Rivers, please check out our Patreon, patreon.com/ITApod. There's all kinds of exclusive content, and maybe you don't even need all that. Maybe you just want to support the show. $1 a month, the price of one movie a year. You could help support this show, keep it going. We love that we can interact with the fans, and at certain tiers you can get special stickers and stuff like that. But any support just means a lot to us. So check it out. We'd appreciate it.
If you
And
can
now-
live with $1 less per day, go to ITA Pod.
No.
That's crazy.
Only $1 a day? I will be able to support my Patreon. Next
All right.
up, we got Andrew Rivers.
Hello. So I bought my first air conditioner this year, which is an exciting purchase for me. Thank you. I live in Seattle, so we have very mild summers, and I've lived here most of my life, so I adapted too easily. Like, we just toured the South. I had to change my underwear 3 times a day, but this year we had 3 days in a row where it was 110 degrees, and I had 2 fans blowing on me all night. Their names were Jessica and Lindsay. Shout out to my fans, but I messed up, and my air conditioner didn't arrive until 3 days after the heat wave. And I saw the weather models saying it's going to be 100, but every hot model I've ever met has lied to me, so... So then the air conditioner showed up, and I thought, like, I just wasted $500. I'm going to use this thing 3 times, and then it's going to sit in my closet. I've used it every single day. Like... even when it was like 73 with a light breeze, I could have just opened a window. I'm like, is that a bead of sweat forming on my neck? And at first it was just about getting my money's worth, but now I've gone completely soft. I used to be like, save the planet. And now I'm like, the planet sucks. Dump my Freon in the ocean if it's mildly warm. I don't care if we're turning the frogs gay. I've got to get to sleep.
Good bit, Rivers. Great bit.
Yeah, I like it. I had a few ideas for some misdirections up front. You have to change your underwear 3 times a day. It's not clear to me that that's sweaty, so maybe you're like, but that's just because I've been eating
Chipotle.
Taco Bell. Yeah, because I love Chipotle.
It's because Steve won't let me go anywhere but Thai food places. But, the problem with that sort of intro is I did that joke the last 2 days of the tour while we were in like Alabama and Mississippi, and so I had an easy opener to be like, it's fucking hot and humid and whatever, but I don't know if I should leave that in if I'm just in the Northwest or in the Northeast maybe, but something to think about.
Right.
I think global warming is always a nice kind of squeeze into that because it's just a newer thing. I mean, that's what I imagine is the reality of the situation. You've been in Seattle a long time and never have you had to deal with this, and now you're starting to.
Yeah,
so
30 years I've lived in Seattle, and it, like, so there were other interesting facts about it. Seattle's the least air-conditioned metro area in the United States, which I don't know if anything's funny about that, but I just...
Well, maybe you feel like you have to get your numbers up.
We were researching all this and going like, oh yeah, it fucking sucks. People were renting hotels because even though they live in the city, they just didn't have AC, so they'd buy all the hotels in the city were sold out.
That's insane.
That's bananas.
Yeah. So you're like, well, we're the least air conditioned city. We got to change that. So that's why I'm using my air conditioning all the time.
Yeah. I'm making up for everyone else's. Only way I can get friends. The other addendum is that I started writing this out, but it's not great yet. But the main reason I bought the AC is because I feel like God is against me. It's a weird line, but because I had a date with a girl while I was in Texas, and then that blizzard came through and ruined the whole thing. And then I had a date with a girl in Seattle, but then she was like, do you have AC? And I was like, no. And then she didn't want to come over. So,
did you have a date in New York when that hurricane came through? Stop having dates.
Everywhere I go, everything's...
then there were locusts.
And then there's like my face, it's like God could have helped there, but...
Another date, and then all the firstborns were slaughtered. That was unfortunate.
Don't even get started about my romantic 9/11.
I knew I should have done that speed dating sign up in New Orleans in 2012.
What was that plane that went missing? It was the
one that had all of Andrew Rivers' dates
Malaysian
on them.
Airlines.
What was the name of the airline? It was like Malaysian Air or something like that.
Yeah, Malaysian Airlines. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been funny.
I shouldn't have ordered that mail order bride from Malaysia.
Yeah.
TWA flight 800.
Rivers, I thought that the idea that you bought this thing, and so now you're just like using it all the time, could be funny to like tack on a bit about gun control. Where it's like, that's why I'm pro gun control, because I bought this air conditioner, and even though it's cold outside, I'm still using it all the time.
Oh,
The same way that somebody, like their dog comes in and they're like, it's an intruder.
That is a real thing too. That's that's a cool point actually. People are like, I wonder what the equivalent of like an someone breaks into my house and I'm like, hang on, let me get the AC on. It's cool in here, but I use this thing.
Like you always think that it's a hot girl. So even when the mailman comes, you're like, oh, better crank this up. Make sure it's nice and cool in here.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. There's something there. I don't know what it is yet, but I like that a lot.
Mm-mm.
2 fans blowing on you all night, if they were women, would actually be hotter.
Yeah,
I mean,
it would be hot.
I'd say it would be pretty hot, but also it would make you
That just
warmer.
made things hotter. That's funny.
I point out, this is one of the broiest episodes we've ever done. This is unbelievable. And I don't know if they were trying, but
They have
all we did
nipple
was
tattoos.
all we did was talk about menstrual cycle for like 20 minutes.
that was part of it. There was other things too. There was the boob stuff, and it's been a vibe. I'm contributing to it. Don't get me wrong. I'm just pointing it out.
You're part of the problem, Rob.
I think I started it.
Yeah, I think might say you're the front runner.
Acknowledge your privilege.
Acknowledging it. Just want to point it out, though.
Can I get off this ride?
That's adorable.
Ladies and gentlemen, our hostage, Leedy Corbin. Give it up for her.
We let you out of the bathroom. Stop complaining.
Liddy, do you have any criticisms you'd like to chime in with? We're
Against
very
the episode?
open. Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
Do you mean about the joke?
So we just weren't sure if you were seriously complaining or just
Oh
making
no,
fun
I'm
of
not
him to be
seriously
funny.
complaining.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Let's have at it,
We've
boys.
we've been touring with Radu Bondar. If I was going to complain
fair.
anytime
Oh, is
about
Radu?
broiness.
I don't know anything about Radu.
Oh,
He's-
he likes to push against whatever you shouldn't push against.
Windows with his penis. But,
Yes, that. Okay.
Doors that say pull.
I'll give you an example. We were in the elevator. We all 3 had our masks on. Some guy didn't. And Radu went, don't worry about it. This whole mask thing's a hoax. To the stranger. Then continued to do that for the entire elevator ride.
Oh, that is
he said
That is
he had
so
a
good.
mask on.
He had a mask on.
He did.
That's great.
It was extremely confusing and uncomfortable, but also hilarious.
so much.
It's funny, unrelated, but kind of. I shared an elevator with a guy one time, had a Trump 1 mask, and we didn't really say anything, but he is like, long silent, and he just kind of was like, crazy time, huh? And I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about, but I don't want to know. I don't want to go in. I don't want to go into this conversation. I don't know, just.
It is funny to watch somebody with a Trump mask on, because you just want to be like, what do you believe?
I know you really don't want to do that, but I appreciate
What
the
is going
effort.
on here?
Yeah, that's great. Andrew, you said something about 3. I had a thought or an idea or a note. What was the 3 things you get? 3
Oh,
uses
well,
of-
let's see. So the air conditioner arrived 3 days later.
I wasn't. It was. Like 3
It
uses
was
or
3 days in a row that it was over 100 degrees in Seattle, so that
Man,
might have been the
Jesus,
thing.
Jesus Christ, you said 3 a bunch of times, didn't you?
I thought I'm gonna use this thing 3 times. I said 3.
Yeah. That was it. I'm gonna use this thing 3 times.
I'm gonna use this thing. The point of being like, I wasted all this money on a thing I don't even need.
Oh, and then you're gonna keep it in your closet, right?
Because I thought like I'd only need it if it's 100 degrees, but if it's 80, like I'll remember what it's like to just be happy that it's not 100 or whatever.
Yeah.
So you did say that you didn't buy an air conditioner before because you live in Seattle and it's very temperate there. It's like the
Yeah.
least air conditioned.
We had the
Place.
worst summer of all time, I think, in our weather history. So that also contributed.
Wow.
What do you think? Like, what else is Seattle known for that could completely change your lifestyle if something were to happen?
Our Starbucks didn't
rain
even
and
offer iced
suicide.
coffee, and now
Yeah. Rain, suicide, and iced coffee. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah. So what do you guys do to deal with the rain? Like what's Seattle specific?
I mean, I don't think people even use umbrellas a lot out here. I think people just suffer with it.
Now at the beginning of every episode of Frasier, there's like a little hum in the background. They're like, "Could you turn that off? We're trying to record. You can turn it off."
I like that angle. Like people in Seattle just like to suffer.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like you build it up like nobody in Seattle has air conditioners. And you think it's because we have a really temperate climate, but we also don't use umbrellas when it's raining all the time. So I think we just like to suffer.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah,
And we
there's
have a
something
high suicide rate. We're famous for that. So
Maybe those three things are connected.
I could not.
I'm always wet. I'm not as cold as I want to be.
Umbrellas, air conditioners, and that suicide rate will go down.
Plummet.
Yeah.
Umbrellas in the rain. We just like to suffer.
Like people jumping off the Space Needle. It's just going to go down. It's just going to plunge.
The only place that people use umbrellas is when they're walking under the Space Needle, just in case.
Oh, boy, oh, boy. Yeah, okay. I realized that the thought that I had was not good earlier. It was
Okay.
just another aside of like something else you might only use 3 times and then toss in your closet. And I wasn't sure what that was going to be.
My
Whether it was, like,
girlfriend.
a-
All
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Come
that
on.
was the
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
the only thing that came in my head. I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
I do have shirts that I've abandoned in the back of the closet because I bombed in them one time. You know,
Superstitious,
I'm
about your
superstitious
shirts.
about that. Yeah.
Couldn't be the jokes. It's probably the shirt.
It's not at all my fault. It's the shirt's fault. Or outfits that will just never. I open the closet and I go, you know what you did, and
Is that to your girlfriend or your shirt?
then both of them. Right? She's wearing the shirt actually.
Oh boy, oh boy.
I didn't bomb, but I exploded in that pussy. All right, thank you.
All right, I think I know why this episode was the way it was.
Is so broy. What's different about this episode? What's changed?
It's seedy in the conference room. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's it.
Lady in the conference room.
Hey,
Bagel in my
But if I
belly,
preface the
sandwich
joke
in my
with saying that I
Which,
don't
by the way,
actually
Lee, you could
mean the
smile a
things I
little more in
say,
that
then I don't have a problem, right? Is that what I learned today?
Say again. Do you know the problem?
What, Andrew?
Oh, well, I was calling back to Jared by saying that if I reference up front that I don't actually mean the jokes, that I don't have
That
a
means you don't have a
problem.
problem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else for Rivers, everybody?
nope, great bit.
Very funny.
Helpful.
Can't wait to see how that develops.
What do you mean? It's not perfect as it is?
All right.
Done. Don't change a thing. Check mark.
All right. Next up, we got Jared Bernstein. That's me.
Yay.
Okay. So I wanted to run by you guys my pitch for selling my album on the road, for selling my special on the road.
Oh, I like that idea.
Oh.
Let's do it.
Okay, here's what I got. So when the pandemic hit, I was right about to record a video special. I was really excited about it. It was going to be jokes and sketches and characters and fun multimedia stuff. But then COVID happened. And so instead of waiting until it was over and trying to film it live again, I decided just to film it by myself in front of a white wall in my apartment. And producing a special on your own is really not easy. I would say the hardest part was spending an hour a day filming myself in the bedroom and then convincing my fiance that I didn't have an OnlyFans. If you saw Bo Burnham's special Inside, he did something similar, only he had a lot of money and better equipment and a deal with Netflix, and he wasn't sharing a 1-bedroom apartment with his fiance who was also working from home and a dog with separation anxiety. So it's a little bit like ice skating in that both their specials are good, but mine had a much higher degree of difficulty.
Like,
If you like my stuff tonight, then you're going to love this. It's called Off White Wall because I filmed it off of a white wall in my apartment, and also because I'm white, but I'm also Jewish, so I'm kind of off-white. Some people call that spicy white, but I'm Jewish and our stomachs don't handle spicy that well. All right, that's what I got.
I feel like your fiance is gonna be pretty confident you don't have an OnlyFans still. You know what I mean? I don't think she's worried about it.
I like the last part best. The white
Off-white part?
Jewish, yeah, and the
Okay.
spicy thing. That was I thought that was the quickest, punchiest part. I think you should start with that. And then if you want to go into the OnlyFans joke, because otherwise you're saying off-white too many times.
I think I need one more bit of connective tissue to prove that this might be an OnlyFans. Just because you go into a room and record things, I don't. Maybe I'm not making the connection that means OnlyFans. But if I go into my room recording and I'm saying something or doing something that might be construed as sexual, then I'd be like, oh, okay, I got it now. But maybe I'm just
wondering, because I don't know what people say on their OnlyFans. You know, like I don't know if there's a phrase that's like a classic OnlyFans phrase.
No, I don't believe there's like a catchphrase or something, Jarrett, for OnlyFans. That everybody has to say at the top.
I think they do a lot of monologue jokes on OnlyFans. So.
They do, yeah. There are a lot of jokes about news articles and stuff like that. Stories about their dads.
I'll be honest, I think that because OnlyFans is, it's now not doing adult content, I think your shelf life on that joke is, it's not even worth going for that joke.
Oh, they reversed that decision.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, Jarrett was the first to
Never
notice.
mind.
He was like,
Yeah, it was apparently just so that they
No,
could
they reversed
catch.
I'm sorry, lady.
It was just so they could catch all the people who were doing illegal stuff on OnlyFans. That's why they stopped it. But now it's back up.
Like sodomy in Texas?
You'll have to ask Zara. She knows the deets.
Okay.
Well, they had to. That's why I had to drop my Patreon below, is because Jarrett's OnlyFans was taking most of my money.
What was the deal with I want to hear this OnlyFans thing because I don't trust them. I don't trust that anything that they did was altruistic.
They got a lot of pressure from the banks that were financing all the money that was kind of like flowing through. And they were like, we don't like that what you're doing is sexual content, you know? And so they were getting all this political pressure from them. And so they were like, all right, well, we're not going to have sexual content on our thing anymore. And then all the creators were like, what? Fuck you. That's like all we do. And then they got a lot of pressure from them instead. So they were like, okay, well, just kidding then. So everything's fine.
Huh. Something about that seems confusing to me. It seems very bizarre.
All right. Well, we know where this went in Rob's brain.
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
maybe pile.
Clear
Let me log into
skepticism.
my OnlyFans and see if I can think of anything.
Nothing about that story really adds up to me. That's all.
Andrew's camera turns off.
I still think that OnlyFans is a little bit trodden territory.
Mm-hmm.
And since
Yeah.
just in case it isn't clearly there, I would rather you find a more unique thing to try out.
I'd agree
Fair,
with
fair,
that.
fair. Do you guys like the comparing it to Bo Burnham's thing?
No.
It's an inside for me a little bit, and I'm wondering if it's like, oh, have you seen this other thing, which is kind of a niche thing as far as comedy albums are concerned. So I don't know if it's people are gonna be like, oh, I get it, but I think I agree with Brett that as far as like just describing the off-white wall thing, that's the most like, yep, that's straightforward. I don't have to like think too far outside the box for that, which I like.
All right, sweet.
I think the Jewish thing is funny. Describing Jewish as off-white is very funny to me.
Yeah.
The spicy thing I think is funny. And I'd also think you don't need to extend your merch pitch that much. The rest of your funny set is part of the merch pitch, you know? And so get in a joke, present the thing, and then
get out.
Something really tickles you. You can keep experimenting with lines here and there, but my favorite part was the off-white Jewish thing.
So I have this other thing that I wrote it, but I'm like, this is so hack. Like, I'm not going to do this. But I did want to see if you guys had a better punchline for it. So talking about how I filmed this in my one-bedroom apartment with my fiance, who also works from home. My fiance and I both work from home during the pandemic. So my poor fiance had to do her job while listening to me repeat the same thing over and over again. And the awful joke that I wrote about that was, and I said, think of the bright side, at least you know what it's like being in a relationship with you. But that's so hack. I'm just like, obviously, and also inaccurate. So I'm like, I don't like it. But I thought maybe there was something else you guys could do with that setup. Maybe I know I'm putting it on the spot here, but
cool.
Maybe there's something about, it took me a really long time because I had to edit out all of the times that my fiance said this very maybe specific work thing that somebody would say on a Zoom call.
Okay, I like that. I can write
Hey,
that.
Leah, let's circle back on that.
Yeah.
There's some
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
drab, conference call thing. That'd be kind of funny.
Did you see my email, Aaron?
Per my last email, yeah.
All right, there's something there.
I just want to make a point. Leedy, I feel like I've stepped on things that you said a couple of times and today, and I didn't mean to, but it's just it's a volume thing. You're not coming on right away. And then
I have a mic. It's all good.
Okay, and because I feel like I must have cut you off like at least twice, maybe even 3 times, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, shit,
every
keep on
time
doing
you've talked, Leedy, your mouth starts moving, and then your audio comes in later.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that definitely is not a mic problem. That's a whatever. That I don't know.
The
I'm not gonna
patriarchy
try to solve
problem.
that. Patriarchy problem. Sure.
that. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there until
It's
because
all good.
I started feeling weird. I'm like, I keep on happening. But it's not.
Get
I
up
think
with
it's
the
because
fans, Rob. They'll be the ones to answer to. I'm just kidding.
the fans that blow Andrew, or the
God, no, not those, not those.
They're a little busy. They don't really listen to this podcast much.
no, they're not talking about you, babe. It's
They
okay.
have to go to lots of therapy.
I like the idea that you're getting a blowjob and you say that somebody is blowing on you. Like, yeah, blow on
That's
me.
not
dude.
what a blowjob is. Let's go on your body.
Brett's giving Leedy nose jobs, 'cause he's-
All right. Anything else for this bit, everybody?
No, but I do like the end part, and I think it's a good merch pitch.
Sweet.
And the actual special is fantastic.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate Rob, Brett. You guys both gave me notes on it. I was able to make some edits that I think tightened it up a little bit based on your feedback. I really appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I got Jarrett texted me about it, and then I think I just started going off. I was like, oh, there's also this and also that. And then somebody's like, I'm going to bed, man. It's great. Thank you so much. I was like, I think I texted you.
Well, no, I think that because you were in Dubai, there was like a weird, because I would ask you a question and then you wouldn't answer it for like 10 texts. And so at least one point I was like, okay, so just to clarify that we got 2 unanswered questions here. I got, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And then you would like respond to it. But I have another question that's like in the middle there that you never responded to. So I was like, it's got to be a thing that the technology is going all the way to Dubai and it's getting
maybe. I
getting
think I
lost
also
somewhere.
answer questions in a weird order too. I said 1, 3, and 5 interest me. I will get back to you on 2 and 4.
Oh yeah, I have probably like 10 2 and 4s that Rob's not gotten back to me for years on.
So I think it might just be my brain where I was like, oh, I have a
Waiting
lot to
to
say
renew
about
your
question number
vows.
3.
I'm still waiting to find out if Rob likes me. Yes, no, maybe.
I thought I did circle back and get to everything eventually, but then I just started like thinking about all this other stuff, and I was texting and being like, oh,
Well, there
I
was
thought about this.
one note that you gave that I wasn't sure if it was sarcastic or not.
Oh no.
And so I replied to it, is this sincere or sarcastic? And you never responded to that one.
I feel like I did. I remember this. I remember that part, and I thought I did respond back, but I'm not sure.
If so, I did not get it. I did not receive it. But again, Dubai,
yeah, maybe it
like,
was just,
yeah.
just crazy old Dubai.
Crazy old Dubai. What do we know about Dubai? Drop in text messages.
I will figure this out eventually.
Well, I think it's probably time to go on over
Wrap
to
this bitty up.
All right.
Yeah.
To Leedy.
Miss
She
Leedy.
is gonna draw things for us, and when she does, she's gonna show them to us. We'll watch it. I'm blue and tooth doo-doo. Think of vaginas and pussies they
Incredible.
talk, and we're gonna have Wi-Fi, yeah. 'Cause she's a wife and we also get Wi-Fi, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. That was lovely. Maybe am I too far away from my computer? Can you hear me if I'm just
We got you.
this?
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
can hear you.
that is
okay.
a little bit better actually.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's probably because I made you go to the lobby.
I don't know.
This is all my fault.
Oh, it says she just entered the lobby.
That's true. In Zoom. Well done, Andrew. All right, some doodles. First up, I have. Let's see. There we go. I just got back from Dubai. Don't want to hear it. La 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 la.
Is that me?
That's you.
I did want to hear about Dubai, though.
Then I have anti-gravity knife.
It's great.
Then I've got hugs, kisses, chocolate.
Technology. Angry.
Perfect.
Thank you. Then I have pin the dick on the flashlight. There you go. We'll watch it a couple of
The
times.
eyes are.
I love that you had Brett doing this instead of a bachelorette party, which was the original idea.
It's easier to do this than to invent a person, I suppose. And last but not least, I have
Ooh.
know who I am. Work at Olive Garden.
Oh, that's great.
And that is it for me.
All right. Thank you,
Lady
Leedy.
Corbin.
Thank you.
Amazing
Awesome.
as always.
Patreon.com/Leedy Corbin, LeedyCorbin.com,
Yes.
at Leedy Corbin on Instagram.
And Andrew Rivers, where can we find you, or do you have any projects coming up that you would like the audience to know about?
Andrew J. Rivers on all social media, whatever app you want. My album release comes out October 12th, Pandora and Sirius XM exclusive, and then October 19th worldwide.
All right.
So it's called For the Wrong Reasons through 800 Pound Gorilla Records. I'm very excited.
Awesome.
It's very good. I've heard Andrew do a lot of this material on the road, and it's fantastic.
Thank you.
Can't wait to listen.
Thank you. And I'll put the special up on my YouTube also. So please, I'm trying to funnel everybody to YouTube. Follow me there.
All right. Well, thanks so much for coming on, man. You killed it.
Thanks, man.
It was a blast having you on, and I think that the outro goes here.
Thanks so much for watching. Check back every Monday for new episodes, or you can listen wherever you enjoy podcasts. If you want to help support the show, tell your friends how much you like Is This Anything? Or get involved, like an episode, share, comment, subscribe. If you want more Is This Anything, you gotta join our Patreon at patreon.com/ITAPod. We have a ton of awesome exclusive content on there, and you can join for as little as $1 a month. Check out the links in the description, and hopefully we'll see you next week.